questions.
That sequence entering halftime with the flagrant foul, technical, all that, just in the grand scheme of things, how do you think that kind of affected where you guys were at emotionally in the course of the game?
Well, I wish I wouldn't have got a technical. It cost us 1 point, because they got the ball back anyway on the flagrant. But still, though, that was a big play. And I haven't seen it. It may have been a good call. I know that it wasn't anything malicious or anything like that, but it may have been a good call. But certainly, it was a 4-point play. Because they made 1 out of 2 on the technical, and then they got the ball back. Whether it be a technical or flagrant 1, they still get the ball back, and then they made the 3 at the end.
Bill, Iowa State made, I don't know, maybe 14 3-pointers today.
A lot.
A lot. Why were they able to do that?
Well, partly scout report. We decided to put Hunter on King and Darren shoot, and he made 4. Other than that, it wasn't scout report. We switched a lot. We should have been able to get the shooters better, but give them credit. They a lot of it was, could we have done better? Yes. A lot of it was they made shots they haven't been making statistically this year, and we played the percentages, thinking coming up here that'd be the smart play, and we could eliminate some ball screen stuff by switching, and they made us pay for it. They shot it great.
What was your message to the team in the locker room?
I was actually encouraged. That's the best offense we've run in a while. You score 75 points against Iowa State in their building, should be enough. We did some good things. We didn't make shots. They outscored us, 21 points from beyond the arc. But I thought we hung in there and did some good things offensively. Defensively, we weren't any good, but we rebounded the ball better second half. We did some good stuff. They were just better, and certainly they made us pay. I don't know how many shots they made, in the last 5 seconds of the shot clock, but they made us pay their late.
You mentioned the offense there. How important was DeJuan in that? Do you feel like that's his best game in a while?
Well, I thought DeJuan played well. His numbers don't really determine, at least in my mind, if he has a good game or not. It's one stat only, and we didn't get it done. But I thought he did have a good game for the most part. We did a really good job of taking care of the ball, and we had 2 just careless turnovers in the second half that led to uncontested layups. And you can't get your defense back when you have live ball turnovers. And for the most part, we did a good job, but they got us on a couple, and which were big. But even when I think they went through a stretch where they scored on 7 of 8 possessions, and a stretch where they scored on 7 of 10 possessions. And even then, we hung around and still had a chance at the end, cutting it to 2. But obviously just didn't make enough plays.
Bill, one of your players, or maybe it was one of the Iowa State players, I don't know, said that the Big 12 champion could have as many as 5 conference losses. Why is the Big 12 so good?
Well, I think the teams are good, and you got good coaches in our league too. We got a nice team, and we've shown this year we can beat anybody. Connecticut, Tennessee, Kentucky, we can beat anybody. We've also shown this year anybody can get us for the most part. But there's no anybody's in our league. Everybody's good. If West Virginia folks had the 3 kids that got eligible late the whole year long, they'd be on an NCAA bubble team right now. This league is a monster. I think I don't know what's Iowa State 5-2 and Tech's 4-1 if I'm not mistaken, or 5-1. I can't remember. And then Houston's 5-2 or something like that. It's it seems like to me it's like that every year. We've had some success and won the league a few times, but it seems like to me we're a game or 2 behind at some point in time throughout all the years anyway. And certainly this year will be harder because our schedule is tougher than a lot of teams' schedule the second half. So we got to go steal 1 or 2 that maybe some think that would be a long shot, but it's just good players, and our league is old.
You've obviously had a lot of success in Big 12 play since coming to Kansas. What is it about this Iowa State team that
makes you think as an opposing coach they could potentially contend at the top of the league?
Well, they, Iowa State historically, you guys know them better than me, have had as good of players as anybody in our league during certain stretches. And they had Nader and Nas and George and Monty and all those cats. I mean, that's as good as our league has had, including us. I don't think that Iowa State's personnel is like that. I think that the coaching staff has done such a great job of getting to play together and play tough and play hard. And let's call it like it is. People talk about our building being, we don't get credit for winning in our building because our building's so good. Hey, that's a bunch of crap. But Hilton Coliseum is good too. And whenever you got good teams that are connected and tough play at home, and there's a crowd and support like this, it's going to take a special effort by somebody to win. So sure, I think they can do it. I think they can be right there at the end.
Along those lines, I think everybody's realizes the realities of scheduling in the new Big 12, but does the league lose something that they're not gonna play a return game at your guys' place this year?
I actually think I could be wrong on this, okay? I think the winning the league mindset with players and fans is different than it was when you knew you were playing everybody twice. I mean, we're playing Baylor twice, we're playing Houston twice, I mean, we're playing Oklahoma twice, who's been in the top 10. We're playing our rival K-State twice. I was in the Big Ten when it's an unbalanced league. A lot of times the favorite in the league is depending on who you get at home and who you get on the road. To me, it's going to be a fabulous league. Whoever wins the league, should be a 1 seed. That's how I see it, regardless. But I don't think it has the same meaning, at least when you go into a locker room and you have the standings up there and it's uneven, you're not playing the same people. I don't think it has the same bearing right now as what it's had in years past.
Bill, we talked to you plenty about your bench, but the sort of flip side of that, how worried are you about the minutes for those 5 starters?
Well, obviously, it's hard to go to the bench. We actually played a lot of guys the first half, and played them early, and they hung in there and did some good things. But to win the game, I thought we had to play the starters. Yeah, it's obviously a concern, but I do think this. I think that we don't pressure defensively. We don't do some things that maybe a team with a deep bench would do. So I think you can play these guys a little bit more minutes than what a lot of people think you can. But still, yet it's a concern.
And Hunter talked about just communication. When there is communication, everything's much better. I mean, that seems pretty basic, but do you think that's an issue defensively with this team?
I thought today we're switching 5, and a guard gets frustrated because their guards are lighting us up, so he fights through to try to stay, and it's a switch and it leaves the roll open. There's too many things like that. I don't think the trust is there for us defensively the same way it is for Iowa State defensively right now.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.